Hola YouTube, tudo bem? It's Ken and it's Joaquin here from OKportugal, and welcome to another episode of Portugal Farm Life. So if you've been watching last week's episode, you'll know that we've just done our olive harvest. We're actually still in the process of doing it, and right now we have a whole bunch of olives in the back of that bucket over there, and Joaquin's about to transfer those to another tractor. Joaquin has a whole bunch of different tractors, and all of them are Fords. He really loves these Ford tractors, and if you've been watching our videos for a while, I'm sure you would have seen a lot of them. So we've got this small box on the back here. It's full of olives, and what he's going to do is just transfer the olives to this other one. So these ones? No. Okay. I'm getting it wrong. It's the bottom. Okay. And then this bucket is connected to this lifting system, and as he lifts, they all come out. There we go. When we first arrived on the farm, this was the main tractor that Joaquin was using. This is a Ford 3610, and according to Google, it's from 1982, 1983, so it's about 40 years old now. It's a real workhorse. This is actually his favorite tractor. It's two-wheel drive, so it doesn't have four-wheel drive, but it does actually have power steering. I think this was an extra addition that they added on, and it's 50 horsepower. So, well, actually, I think the exact horsepower is 47.5. 47.5, and then on the back here where the PTO is, that PTO is actually running 40 horsepower. So it's a very capable machine. Now, as you can see on the back of this one, there's this giant bucket, and that's attached to these lifting arms. And these lifting arms are rated at 1,040 pounds, which is 471 kilos. So it's very strong, very capable. What else can I tell you about it? It's got an 8-speed gearbox, synchro mesh gearbox, and this over here is the fuel tank. The fuel tank holds 50 litres, so that goes just in here, and obviously that's diesel. Now this tractor, Joaquin always says it's 5 estrelas, which is 5 stars. Starts first time, every time, never skipped a beat. So the reason why I'm actually showing you this tractor and giving you all this information is because Joaquin wants to sell it. Now, this is his favorite tractor, and the only reason why he has to sell it is because it doesn't have an attachment where you can put front-loading arms on. So as you can see on the sides here, there's nowhere where you can actually attach arms or forks or things like that, whereas the other tractor which he's using over there actually does have that. Joaquin does a lot of work for his sheep, and so he's moving hay bales and things like that around, and so it's very important for him to have those front arm attachments. Now he's got 3 tractors in total, and this tractor, unfortunately, because it can't fit the arms on anymore, or because it can't fit the arms on at all, is unfortunately going to have to be sold. So I'm telling the channel because I know that there's going to be lots of people out there who have maybe moved to Portugal, they're looking for a tractor, and we know for a fact that this tractor is very, very awesome. It's an old bulletproof, it's like 40 years old, starts every time, and it's a quality bit of kit. Let me show you this other tractor, what I'm talking about with the arms. So this is his other workhorse here. This is a Ford 3430, and as you can see on the sides here, it has places where you can actually bolt on the hardware to put front forks or a front scoop or something like that. And it also has the hydraulics needed to actually operate those. So if you or you know anyone who's interested in buying a Ford 3610, it's an amazing bit of kit. I'm going to put some contact details up on the screen. Obviously it's not us who's selling it, but I'm going to put some contact details where you can get hold of Joaquin and find out more information about the tractor. I don't actually know what the price is. I don't know anything about it apart from the fact that for the last 3 years this tractor's been instrumental in tilling our fields and doing all sorts of work on our farm, and it's an amazing bit of kit. And yeah, I wanted to try and see if I could help him sell it. Now we've got a long day ahead of us. We're about 10 trees down out of 100.
Only 90 to go.
Only 90 to go, so it's going to be a long day for us. So I need to put down the camera now and we need to get stuck in.
definitely.
But if you want to watch the actual olive harvest itself, we did film one last week, so make sure you have a look at that video. We're going to put links up on the screen. We've also got like another 2 olive harvests from the other years.
Yeah.
So have a look at those. And yeah, anyway.
Let's go.
Let's do this, Gina. And so we've jumped ahead into the future. A couple of days have gone past. Obviously, while we were working and stuff, I didn't want to be filming. We just wanted to get the job done. And so if you do actually want to watch that video, it was released last Monday, not on a Sunday. It was released on a Monday, so you might not have seen it. Keep an eye out for it and have a watch of that, and that'll show you the whole process of harvesting olives. But anyway, in the meantime, I had some footage of stuff that I did during the week here on the farm, and I deleted it. I actually formatted the memory card. I had this big project that I was working on where I've been visiting a Wagyu beef cattle farm. And it was quite early in the morning, and I decided, you know what, let's delete the memory cards with a lot of space. And I wiped out all of the footage of the stuff that I did during the week here on the farm. So yeah, but let me give you a quick recap. So this is our vineyard. It was very heavily overgrown. I've basically mowed all of the grass. It's looking much better, and I've mowed all of the grass going back to the farm here and all over the place. And I just want to say a big thank you and shout out to all the people who helped me find a Stanley mower blade, because obviously my Stanley mower, the blade was completely shot. I also managed to do an oil change. So the mower is working absolutely fantastically. The grass is looking great, and that is absolutely brilliant. Typical, just as I start filming, the sun's hiding behind the clouds. I think it's going to be quite a while for this cloud to pass. So I'm just going to carry on. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we rotivated this patch. It was right in front of our front door. The dogs had been digging there, and we planted some new grass. And look at this. The grass is coming up. It's looking fantastic. I had a whole bunch of awesome footage with like the lawnmower and time lapses and all sorts of stuff. It was all on the memory card, and it all got deleted. I'm kind of annoyed by that, but anyway, it serves me right for not checking what was on that card before I deleted it. But I did get some amazing footage of this Wagyu cattle farm, so I can't wait till that episode's released. It's a really interesting story. It's some guys that have basically put together a company that are bringing in the only red Wagyu beef into Europe. So you get black Wagyu and you get red Wagyu, and these guys have got the only red Wagyu in the whole of Europe, the only red Wagyu genetics and cows, and yeah, it's a pretty cool story. So I'm not sure exactly when that's coming out, but make sure you join us on Facebook and Instagram, and also subscribe onto YouTube, and you'll get notifications when that comes out. Well, we're finally done with the bottom field, and now we're working on the main section. So yeah, it's 20 past 11, so we're making some really good progress today. As you can see, these are some really tall trees. I mean, just look at Gina over there standing next to one of those things. So they've gotten way out of hand. They need to be chopped right back. But that's not happening today. Obviously, we've got to get the olives off first, and then we're going to have to prune all of these. We have to prune 100 trees. So I'm going to put the camera down now and get stuck in.
We didn't want to bore you with the olive harvest and just sit and watch another olive harvest. And I wanted to share with you some exciting news. If you don't know, I've been teaching myself to paint and draw for the last year. And here's some of the stuff that I've been doing that I don't mind showing, because obviously I'm still learning. But one of the things I did was a little Christmas piece, and we've decided to put it on postcards so we can send it out to all our Patreon supporters. So what I'm going to do in the next day or so is write everybody's address and a little message on the back and send them out. But if you want to join our Patreon and get little postcards and fridge magnets and stickers, although Eddie has decided to chew our current stock, so we're just waiting on a new order because you don't want Eddie tooth prints in them. Join us on Patreon, and it's a great way to see extra content and early release videos, and we quite often do little bits and pieces of things that's happening around the farm that's just for our Patreon subscribers. So you can hop over if you want to, join up there and, you know, receive some extra little goodies. We just bumped into Tatiana, who's going for a walk with the dogs as we were going to the village, and Tatiana was explaining to us that she's rescued this lovely dog. He's a male dog, but she needs desperately someone to give him a loving forever home. Tatiana already has dogs and can't look after him. So he's fully vaccinated?
Yes, fully vaccinated. Yes,
Yep.
with microchip and.
Yep, so he's got all his documents, he's got his microchip, he's
Yes.
fully vaccinated, he's about 1.5 years old.
And he's very good with other dogs.
And he's very good. He's played with Eddie once when they came.
Yeah, he's good with all the dogs.
Yes.
Never, no.
And cats, do you know?
Yes, and cats.
And
also.
cats?
We're training him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's still a whole dog at the moment, but Tatiana was saying that the vets have a special price because she's been adopting him at the minute, that they would have a special price to get him castrated if he needed. But he's a lovely dog, very friendly,
Yes.
but desperately needs a full-time loving home to go to. Unfortunately, Tatiana's not going to be able to look after the dog full time because she has her own dog. So he might end up, well, it's a very big possibility he's going to end up going to a kennel. So it's really, really important that we try and find somebody who can give him a forever loving home. So if you're interested or you know somebody who's living out here in Central Portugal who would be able to give this wonderful dog a lovely, loving home, then we'll leave the information in the description below, so have a look and then we'll let you know how you can get hold of Tatiana to discuss giving this dog who's beautiful, a lovely home.
I have no idea what the time is.
About now.
Yeah, but it's been going for a long time. We're actually almost there. We've got 2 trees left and then we're going to be finished.
Yay!
So, well, finished with the olive harvest. At a later stage, hopefully not too soon, we're going to be having to prune them. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a long day and we're nearly there. Tudo bem, tudo bem. Yeah. Terminou. We are finished. So, Joaquim, muito bom. Obrigado.
Tudo bem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, all of a sudden I forgot all of the Portuguese words that I actually know. But it's time for me to grab some beers and we're going to clear up the last bits of the nets, have some beers, have some cheese, have some presunto and chill out a little bit. I've actually learned quite a few words today in Portuguese, which has been great. And I had a good chat with Joaquim about his life and his history here. It's super interesting and he's done some amazing stuff. And I can't wait till my Portuguese is even better so that I can find out about all the different stories and the histories and stuff like that from the area and share it with you guys. Joaquim, muito obrigado.
Tudo bem.
Tudo bem.
Tudo bem.
Cheers.
Sim.
Like we could not make it without this guy. I mean, basically, without Joaquim, this would never have happened. It's actually only taken 2 days. So, dois days, and then we did basically 50% of all of the olives. So we haven't actually done all of them. But cheers, saúde.
Sim, saúde.
Oh, it tastes good. Exactly what you need.
Muito bom.
Ciao, Joaquim. And that's it. And that is that. Olive harvest 2023 finally done. And thank goodness.
Yeah.
No, terminado.
Oh, terminado.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I'm actually so tired that my brain isn't working properly.
It was a small crop this year.
Very small, yeah.
But that's because of the weather and the drought and the fact that we hadn't pruned the trees.
Yes, I didn't actually mention that. So we had a drought, we had heat waves, we had record-breaking temperatures. So basically this year has been like an extreme year, and that obviously affected our olive crop. So, like the year before, we had a bumper crop, and usually these things go in cycles. So when you have a really good crop the one year, then the next year is not going to be as good. Also, if you don't prune your trees for a long time, when you first don't prune your trees, they tend to produce more, but they reach a certain point where the growth gets really sticky and stalky, and then they stop producing. So, yeah, we have a whole combination of things that made a small harvest.
Yeah, so Joaquim's going to come back and help us with the prune. He showed us how to do one tree, but I think he's going to come back and help us with the really tall ones because he was saying he was going to bring his ladder, I think.
Yeah. So, but anyway, for now, we don't have to hear the sound of an olive shaker for at least another year, which is going to be pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for now. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Check out the free content that we have on there. Also check out our Patreon page. for our non-free content, but we do cool stuff on there, like little mini vlogs and things that you don't get to see anywhere else. And we'll see you next week, same time, for another episode of Portugal Farm Life.
Ciao.
Ciao.